Okay.
Okay. Are we like actually connected?
Peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
I
cool.
don't see like the things moving. Maybe they updated the app so we stopped moving or something. That would be cool because
Um, Click if you want to get rid of if you want to see them move, you can I think tap on your profile or my profile and then come back in.
um no, I
Yeah.
don't have to see them move. I'm good on that.
All
Cause
right.
the
Yeah, it
mouth
kind
thing be like weird. I always thought that was weird. Heads be going
of
back and forth and like
yeah. Yeah, I liked it better. It's like okay, the mouth was a lot, but yeah, this is more. Especially when they start moving side to side in tandems. Like, nah.
right, right. Man, peace.
Hey, what's up? How long you been here?
I was just saying to myself, my phone just rang. I don't know. It's like because I had a schedule that stereo just called me
Yeah.
like just now. And I was like, that's cool. Because I literally almost forgot again.
Again.
Yo, if stereo didn't call me just now,
Wow.
I was
Give it
like,
up to AI. Oh
man,
no. The digital assistant.
that machine learning. It's like if we don't call Sarush right now, he's gonna forget. And that's what happened. But
Yeah.
today has been a day, man. Like this full moon is lit. Like it's just non-stop. I can't even say today. Yesterday, like all weekend. Well, yesterday was Sunday. We spoke Saturday. Man, time is just like, what is happening?
Wow, that was 2 days ago?
Right,
Okay. Yeah, it feels like a longer.
right.
Which is like thank you. That's why it feels like I've actually been getting stuff done. You know. What I've been enjoying this full moon, you know. And how
It's
dope is
been,
this? It's a full moon in the moon sign on the moon's day.
yeah,
What's not to love? For real.
it's been pretty lit. It's been pretty lit. I did a, uh, I did a burn ritual last night. I felt pretty good. I've never, um, I've never written anything down on a piece of paper and burnt it intentionally. So that was pretty chill.
How did it feel?
Like I was writing what I was writing, what I wanted to release, and I was like, all right. And then I lit the candle, and then
Right.
it started to get a little bit real. Like, oh snap! I can feel how our brain and our mind can see this action, can complete this action. Like I wrote something down on the paper. I want to release this, but then lighting the candle and then like being like, I'm about to burn this, and then
That's what's
it's
up. Yup.
gonna be gone.
Yup.
Like that connection is unreal. Like literally, like unreal. Like
Yes,
I
ill.
was, I was having a conversation. I was like, now that I feel like I crossed that threshold. it's gonna be a part of my permanent practice. Like how when I want to release something, that's what I'm gonna do.
Here's the thing with that though. And you leave the candle lit.
I did for a while after, but I I was
You should just
always
let it burn out, right?
I know.
Because that lit candle reminds you of what you did,
Mhm.
right? Then
Mhm.
after a while, you get to the point where, oh, I know what it feels like when I do that. I don't need that ritual anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, keep doing what you're doing, and that feeling you had, hone it, that kind of thing. And after a
Right.
while, it's like, no, I don't need that. I don't. I got this, because it's not about this candle and it's not about this paper. It's about accessing that frequency, that
Right.
feeling.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff is
Wow.
talisman and all that stuff. It's like it ain't about the talisman, you know.
Right.
It's what's already in you that the talisman helps you access.
Right. Right.
So, and it
Man,
works.
it's magical times that we're in. I was I had this I had this same title on Clubhouse today. Moon Days Mystic, Living by Design. I was on Clubhouse with these sisters, and they had a 40-day abundance portal where 40 days ago they started, this 40 days of affirmations and motivation and meditation surrounded around like uh I guess the release and lack mentality, uh just on a daily thing, just like, here's an affirmation, here's meditation, here's a little motivation to, create this energetic environment,
Right.
this reality where like it's just abundance just never stops. And always, like, not like, just excuse and always not just fiat, like monetary, like abundance, like in places where where you don't even need the fiat anymore, right? Like people were talking about like ordering food and having their whole bill refunded to them, or you know doing something doing something small for people, and getting something large back in return, or just all the different ways that abundance shows itself in our lives, like even people making connections. And I was just like, man, when I think about it, the last 40 days has really been that, like, just a wealth of abundance in all areas. And like today was the 40th day, and it was just dope. It was just dope the way today went. Like, they ended their joint, and then I scheduled I scheduled something at 5, Moon Days Mystic, Living by Design. And it was wow. It was like, I don't know, let me see, like 70 people came through there. And
Oh
like
wow, that's what's up.
it's so strange, the difference between like in my personal life, right? In my life, like, you know, we were talking one time, and I said, you know, I can see the line like straight down the middle of what life is like right now, not nationalized, not from a Moorish perspective, not living your life from a Moorish perspective. And then I can see what it's like only dealing with Moors that know they're Moors. It's like it really is like different two different realities
Yeah, let me
existing at
know.
the same time.
Because I've lost that first one.
Well,
You know,
I can't
unless
say
I'm
that.
going out for provisions, that's about it. You
Yeah,
know,
I
otherwise it's
can't
all
say that.
Moors all the time.
Right, right.
I didn't even
You
notice
know,
that until you just said that. You know.
is interesting that like dealing like the people, they're Moors. A lot of them are Moors that don't know they're Moors. Um, a lot of them identify with all different parts of our history. And like I was talking with brother Sheldon yesterday. I was like, so many people talking about like, Atlantis and Lemuria, or the Sumerians, or the Anunnaki, or Egypt, or ancient America, or all of the different things that we know and identify. We are the descendants of these people. And I live my life like that every day, even when I go into a room, whether it's physical or online somewhere, where people aren't aware of this singular aspect, like this, I got like the singular aspect that we are the same people. And it's interesting to see like how they, I like to say like they skip the most important step, right? Like, which is to nationalize, you know, and it doesn't seem like an important step when you're talking like all like metaphysics and spirituality. Everything is existing off of this planet. But I'm like, but you have a body though, and that body has a birth certificate. Like, it has an ID that's not yours. It's not even an ID. They can't make IDs. Like all these different things, like the magic that is like keeping them, you know, still stuck on a level, even though they make the claim to be on another level.
Right.
And like, it's just so interesting to talk to people and have that. Like, I know the difference, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, basically like observing and, communicating. It's like, I'll try to learn from everyone.
I wonder if that's what every other nationality feels like.
I
Right?
wonder.
I know what's going on, but I'm gonna play along with your madness.
I wonder.
Right?
Cause
I
it,
wonder.
cause people,
Hmm.
they be looking at me like when I go outside dealing with real people in real life, people don't, like, nobody assumes that more is gonna come out of my mouth. Oh,
Right.
like, or when somebody asks me for an ID for something, that they're gonna see me with a fez on. Nobody assumes that they're gonna see that. But like, when they do see it, or when they do hear it, that's when like the elevation happens, when they know like they're on a level and then I'm on a level. Not to say which one is, it's just different levels. And
Mhm.
it's just so interesting to experience it, like, because honest, like, I was saying to brother Sheldon, you know until I wandered into you in a beer spot, I really, I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm the, all who wander aren't lost. I'm like the, I met with some kids here one time, And then they were talking to me. I was like, yeah, bro, like, whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, you know about the Moors? Like, yeah, man. Like, oh, man.
He
You know,
asking them more. Like, do you? What?
right. And they were like college dudes.
That's funny.
And they were like, yo, like, have you ever heard of
Did
this?
they
And have you
seem
ever heard of
relieved?
that? They, like, the homie was literally like, you're an ascended master. You're the one.
Finally. I
We've
hear
been
that one
waiting
a
for you.
lot.
Like, literally said that to me. Like, we've been waiting
Yeah.
for you.
They seem grateful. Like, oh my God, it's a real Moor, right? They
And
lose
I'm
their
like,
mind. I don't blame them.
man,
I mean, I look at our people having grown, lived with them my entire life, and looking, like you said, looking at them from this perspective, it's like y'all look crazy as I don't know what. I just sit back, and it's like sitting back, and I'm a visitor in a madhouse,
right,
right? And I claim y'all, right? I can't imagine what other people are thinking. They don't know what to expect because it's something different every time, right?
right,
And then here you come out, oh, I'm a Moor. They know exactly what that means. And that hasn't been around for a long time, and according to what their people are telling them, when it was around, things were pretty sweet, that kind of thing.
right.
So, I mean, yeah, get used to it. Start walking around with your head covered, something that makes you stand apart, even if you wear your button, that kind of thing, anything, right?
Right.
And then after a while, if it's not already, you just exude it, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
Both just no, don't approach me like you're used to approaching people that look like me, right? It's even funny,
Right.
like I'll be standing next to my identical twin sister, and they will not talk to me the way they talk to her, right? So,
Hmm. Wow.
So yeah,
Peace.
it's like I guess I'm
Icon.
upset. I wish you would. Islam,
No,
y'all.
that's facts. You know, I always wear my hair tied up when I go outside. I rarely, I used to wear fitted hats a lot, but since like my locks been getting long, I don't really like them like on me. I like my locks up. So like, I always tie my hair up, and and then I speak, and it's not like, they don't get the Rasta vibe. They don't get like, they don't get any island vibe. You can kind of hear the New York, but it's not really all the way New York. It's New York mixed with everywhere that I ever lived. So it's like, I would think that is pretty wild for people in reality, like in the real, you know what I mean, real life. But like, I don't know, man. It's just like, I I do wear the pen. I always got my pen on. And that always adds the that extra. You know, I had my hair tied up, and I wore my pen on my hoodie when I went to this gym show a few weeks ago, and the troopers was following me around the whole joint the whole time. And the person that I was with was like, yo, like, I was like, it's the pen. And, my hair's tied up. Just chill. They cool. And I was laughing because,
Just chill. Just chill. Trust me,
right,
we're fine.
right.
Isn't that a great place to be? I mean,
It
for
is,
real.
they
It's like
follow me
I feel like a
around.
VIP. I don't know about you. You know,
Exactly.
I got power, and I know it, and
I
you
was
know it. Do
like,
you really want me to come out with it? No.
and the pen is what? Like,
An
not,
inch,
not a
1 inch.
quarter of an inch?
No, it's 1 inch because I sell them. Yep, they're
Is
one
it
inch pens. It's the
one
smallest
inch?
one you can get. Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
that
that's
tiny
setting
thing
them
with all that
off.
power.
All
Man,
regular clothes. I had to pin on my hoodie on the hood part that, that they could see it, you know? And
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Testimonial. That's what's up.
Yeah.
They
And
know.
it's
They
just
know. They
like,
know. So
it's
yeah,
just like, man, what's this guy doing? And I'm like,
they know.
buying
They
beads.
know. Right?
Like,
Like, ain't nothing up in here but hippies. What's going on? Why they I didn't even think about that. Why are they following y'all?
right.
It's a gym show. Come on.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, it was lit.
Better watch out for those brownies, and that's about it.
It was lit.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man. I ended up having a conversation with some human design people today. That was pretty that was pretty funny. It's like
Okay.
projectors and reflectors and generators. Like I had like everybody. Like it was like, yo, Sarush, like only when you put this room together do you have every single, design here right now at your disposal to ask a question to. And I was just like, look, man, that's just a part of my learning edge. For some reason I ask questions and the answers come to me. So if I want to learn about human design now, and you tell me that there's only 1% reflectors and I end up with like two of them in the joint, I'm like, yo, like that's what's up. I want to hear them talk to each other. Like how do they communicate to each other? Like I'm just like, I don't know. I be studying humans, I guess. Sociology, is that it? I think that's like,
The analyst. That's what's up. That could come in handy. Not to exploit. Or yes, to exploit. To make sure you using your talents to their fullest. But first we got to locate them. That kind of thing.
right.
That's
You
what's
know,
up.
they were telling me like with the 2-4, they were like, oh well, people will always want to hear what you gotta say. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's a lie. That's a complete lie. But I get it. They say, well, no, people, they're drawn to you. They want to be around you, and those people want to hear what you have to say. And I'm like, oh yeah, campfire vibes. I get that. You know what I mean? Like, let's tell the story around the campfire, make some s'mores. I'm with that. But like,
That's not fun to me. Sure.
sure, it was just a wild day, man. Wow.
As long as it was wild in a good way and you learned something. That's
I
what's up.
thank you for saying that. It was I'll say awesome, and it's probably like awesome. Like I'm in awe still. You know what I mean? Like full of awe.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like
Yeah.
straight up, because yeah, I can't really, I can believe it, because these are things that I asked for. It's just one of those things when you open the present that you asked for, and it's the thing that you asked for, and it's like, what? Like I really got it? Like wow, like you know, just being stuck there, and I got what I asked for. I was thinking about how today was the full moon in Cancer, and 6 months ago, the last post on Sarush Ill IG was the new moon in Cancer back in July, when it was uh I don't know the week. It's called uh
The
I don't
solstice.
remember. It was, but it was something Moorish related, where
Oh,
when the prophet registered something, July, was it July 11th or the 10th? They
yeah, I
say
think I
prophet
know.
number, right?
Yeah.
And I had did a post, you know, for the candleland, you know, we want you type joint. And I just remember in the joint, I put like love, truth, peace, freedom, justice, and I made sure to hashtag it with new moon and Cancer because I wanted to like imprint that like this is a new moon thing that I was doing, you know. And 6 months later, you know, this is my reality where this app just reminded me that I had this conversation, which is lit. And then, you know, I'm building with you. And, you know, like I said, I was just building with brother Sheldon yesterday. Me and you built on Saturday. You know, I said the thing about brother Beer, he goes right in the chat. Yo, y'all, what's up? Boop, boop, boop. And I'm like, yo, I just said I was gonna hit you up. But I don't have to go
Right.
out. I don't have to be out because he came and said, yo, what's up? I'm here.
Yeah, I
And
remember
it's
you
just
said
like,
I gotta hit him up. I heard you say that, and then I'm like, oh, he just showed up. All right,
you know,
that was convenient, you know. Yeah,
so I'm
the
just
body
really
magnet for real.
just trying to monitor that, right? Like, because I only want the things that are going to serve my highest good. Like, I have to like say intentional statements, like only that's going to, you know, because
So this is alchemy, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I
Hey,
think
it
so.
feel like alchemy to me. So
I think
yeah.
so. Through like, yeah, one of the funnier parts of the human design conversation is when they start to talk about how communities are going to be broken up because, you know, we all need to focus on the self. I'm like, there's only us. I'm like, yo, they haven't read the Circle 7. And I'm like, you know, chapter 1, like the first page, bro. Like, I'm like, just read that. But they don't have it. They don't have it to read, right? Like, it's what is the part of the Bible that was removed, like these aspects that you know, the place where these lessons were held, you know, they were removed, so people don't have them. And I'm just like, man, that's why, like, the whole time, like, it's like Moors
And
are
we were the smartest people on earth, right? Supposedly we were the keepers of all the wisdoms, the
mm,
gods, small g. And it says it right there in the Bible. We were destroyed because of a lack of knowledge.
mm-hmm,
Right? That was our power. And
mm-hmm,
we have it, even if the ones that have it, they don't seem like they're really using it. Or if they are using it, they're using it like in scummy ways, you know.
right,
So
the
I just take it
mundane,
as we're like Jedi. It ain't that many of us, you know, and all we can really do is just smile and enjoy the children. Because that's how I kind of see everybody. I'm not looking down on them. It's just like, dang, I don't even know where to begin to explain this stuff to you. And it's it's not easy because a lot of y'all are younger at this point in my life. Half of y'all are younger than me, and half of y'all are older than me,
right,
right? So I don't know how to break this down. If you older than me, you too old to not know this stuff. And if you're young, I'll probably take a chance. You know, I'll give you a chance, especially if you're under 27. But
right,
yeah, I just gotta smile. And like, wow, po baby. Just ask me, and I'll share what little wisdom I think you can use to get you started. But I'm definitely not gonna answer your question for you. You
right,
know. So yeah, just get you a long tattered robe and a staff. You good, right?
yeah, yeah,
For real. Now you really now everybody knows who you really are.
right.
you know, just a suggestion.
Nah, that's facts. Because like I can't even take the questions. That's why I said, you know, to the Grand Sheik, like, man, I can't take it. I can't take the questions. The same question over, like,
And they're
why?
so elementary. They really are. What you mean I'm not black? Oh my God.
Like, you heard the whole conversation before that.
That's even worse.
How does it not apply to you? Like, what made you different? Like, y'all was the same before the conversation, but now after the conversation, he comes to the realization, but you don't. Like, how is it possible? Like, mm, it's wild. And, not my responsibility.
Just smile at the children. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Right? You just smile. I don't want to call them crazy. Right? So I think of them as, you smile at them the way you would children playing in the dust or, in the park. Oh, look at them. They're having so much fun.
Right.
So innocent. Ignorant,
So
whatever
innocent.
you want to call it.
Naive.
I don't know what to call it. Innocent ain't it. That's not it. Gullible? Gullible, yeah, I think that's it when you too old to be innocent. For real. Yeah, I think that's it. Yep, gullible. So, oh wow, is that why they're minorities, right?
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
This has been eye-opening. Like, oh my. Yeah, I see why folks hate black people. I get it. I really do. Because who want to deal with that all the time?
So many levels. I saw a photo of this dude at the gun range, and he was talking about how the dude next to him completely mangled his target, and he had this like look on his face, right? Like he's like probably so-called Olmec, and the brother standing next to him is straight Moorish, like, you know what I mean, like fitted hat on, t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, like at the range. And I'm looking at the photo and I'm saying to myself, because he has said like, homeboy next to me completely mangled his target, and I'm like, I don't really do the homeboy thing, like, because I know that's like, it's a slight, you know what I mean? Don't call me homeboy. Like, if you want to call me something else, you could try it, but then that's gonna be a whole thing.
Right.
So he goes, homeboy next to me completely mangled his target, and I'm looking at the dude though, and just his mannerisms in the photo. This is only a photo still, and I can feel how terrifying it must have been to stand next to him at the gun range, because he doesn't know what he's doing. It's like, bro, like, you're at the range, like, get it together, you know what I'm saying? But like, he was at the range, like he was on the block, and that has to be scary. Like, yo, like, homie just letting it go at the same target. Like, do you need another piece of paper? Like, do you want another piece of paper? Because the target's of paper. Like, do you want another piece of paper so that you can reset your joint? Because you just going in on the one joint is a little bit like, it's a little bit disturbing.
Right. It's a little psycho.
Yeah, like, you're gonna shred this joint till it's nothing. And it's like, into that, the minority mindset, the minority mind state, and I saw something else. And like, my brain is always making these connections, and I'm like, oh snap, stand in the affairs of man. I was like, he said stand in the affairs of men or man. I was like, Moorish American nationality is man, right? And I never thought about it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Oh.
Stand in the affairs of man.
That's a t-shirt. Let me write that down.
Right?
No, you'll get a piece. I'll give you something for me. Get a portion of all sales. All sales.
Nah, hey. But I was like,
that's dope.
Wow, like, Moorish American nationality, stand in the affairs of man. Like, And that's the difference between being a minority and being an adult, like being in the age of majority, being in the mindset, of majority.
Right.
And I'm just like, wow, just looking at the photos, still with this thought rolling through my mind, like, he's a child at the gun range with a big piece of machinery that, has the power to change everybody's reality in that moment. And he is clearly not completely aware of that. And I was just like, wow. But
All
yeah,
these child-centered discussions. I don't know what it means, but hey, I'm gonna roll with it.
it's it's like, I don't know. I don't know. The moon and Cancer, retrograde, uh for me, I know Venus retrograde through Capricorn. That's my seventh house. So,
Don't
you
forget
know,
about Mercury.
right?
Yeah,
And
because I mean that rules your moon, right?
Mercury does rule my moon. Yep, sure does. And then that's in Aquarius, which is probably opposite my moon. I think
Nah, it's trine if it's in Aquarius.
trine the moon.
Yeah, because Aquarius trines Gemini.
Okay, right.
So you should be feeling pretty good.
I'm feeling great.
That's what's up.
Like the
Like some stuff
vibe.
is or a little less pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That might be back, so brace yourself. Or deal with it while it's sleeping, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like me, experiencing all these things now to, take notes on when everything's back. I feel like I aged in the last week, to be honest. Like, I feel like I got older in like years. I don't know. I feel like I got some years. Maybe I'm catching up.
I watch Chinese fairy tales because they're like soaked in political intrigue. So I learn a lot, right? And one of the themes that I see in a lot of them is heaven, right? And across the board, heaven is like another earth. They got scandals, they got rulers, and they got peasants and all this stuff, right? But you can either you can be reborn on earth to go through hardships so you can get promoted in heaven, that kind of thing, right? Or you're born immortal and you die and you end up there and you just stay up there, right? But up there, they don't use money, or they don't use money, right? Physical money. Their currency, what they use to trade is cultivation, right? Because you got to remember these are like heavenly entities, so they got time, right?
Right.
So these mugs they cultivate themselves, like they meditate. They'll spend centuries, millennia meditating, right? And then do some woo-saw stuff, move their hands, and it forms into an orb that's a certain amount of cultivation, right?
Wow.
So you can trade for a year's worth of cultivation, a century worth of cultivation. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
So like, oh, you said you feel older. I wonder if you got some more cultivation, that kind of thing. Because it
Wow.
takes time. You know what I mean? Because it's like you're growing faster in a shorter amount of time. That's cultivation, right?
Yes.
So yeah, or growing better.
And
That's
this
good. You
was
feel it. That's what's up. You know.
This is one of the affirmations for today. So like my whole day is like 8 a.m. rising affirmations. You know, it could be like a half hour to an hour, and then I chill, just like meditating. I might try to get busy around like 10 or 11. If I'm not feeling it, I don't force it. I just chill the whole day. And you know, if anything ever strikes me, then you know, I'll go in. But one one of the affirmations was, in stillness I receive. And I was like, yo, like I'm always chilling. We talk about it all the time. Like always chilling, always mostly still. I don't, you know, I don't do a lot. Like I don't play sports, or I don't be running around. You know, the most activity that I was having was yoga. A few times a week, and even in yoga, a lot of that is stillness. And I'm
Right.
like, even like in the yoga, it was some of the most like the quote unquote stillest moments, like Shavasana. That's when you get the most. And I'm like, that is reverberating in so many different areas of my life. Like when I'm not doing nothing is when this stuff starts coming in. And they told me that, like, don't do anything, just be.
Right.
All right.
They got a whole book about that. It's called the 80-20 method.
The 80-20 method.
Yeah. How people like, oh, look at this billionaire, millionaire, CEO, whatever that you're trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like they spend a lot of time with their feet kicked up, but they're not necessarily inactive. They might be reading a book. They
Mm-hmm.
might be looking out the window and just letting their mind wander, right? And it looks, everybody's jealous. Like, how is this dude getting paid all this money and all? He doesn't. Most of the time when I see him, he's not doing anything. But once in a while, when I do see him active, it's like he's gone. He's gangbusters, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
The 80-20 method, you spending 80% of your time, for lack of a better term for now, cultivating what you're going to be doing more efficiently when you devote your energy to that 20% of the rest of your time, right?
Yes.
And then they like, even that breaks down, right? Like that okay, so you got 80%, like in your case, where you're resting, and 20% where you're active, right? Within that 80%, there's another 80-20%, right? Where you could be um kind of sneaking in some stuff. Like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna kick my feet back and read a book, but I'm gonna read a book related to something I'm going to be working on later.
Right.
Get it? So yeah, it's
Uh,
dope. Okay, if you have access to a free Audible trial, get it, because you can get a free copy of it. That was the one I got. Like, skip that, because I heard it. I'm like, nope, this is a keeper. You know. And there's different ones. So it's like, I use the 80-20 one for business. And it's like, oh my goodness, it feels like cheating. It really does, right? But if you think about it, it's like, okay, when I try to make myself do something, me personally, I tend to find myself spinning my wheels until something finally kicks in. Usually it's sunset. And then I just hit it. And now I'm just gone, 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 gone. And now I'm sitting here mad, like, dang, I could have chilled all day. Because I didn't get started till now anyway,
right.
So yeah.
Right.
So yeah. Yep. A lot of books out there
Wow.
confirming, like, yeah, you can relax, because I don't think we're supposed to be born in comfort and then get to a point where we got to struggle until we're too old to do it. That just don't add up. It don't add up to me.
Right.
you know
Like people straight be feeding us and all of that. Like, and it's
mm-hmm.
like, oh, you can do it for yourself
For
now. Go
what
ahead.
in return? Just to make, do you enjoy it? That's all they want in return, for you to enjoy yourself, right?
Right.
Why does that have to stop? you know. Like I was telling Moor the other night, um last week I wrote so many checks for Califa Media, like paying authors and donating money and all this stuff, and it wasn't small amounts. And I'm like, this feels amazing. This feels absolutely phenomenal. I got to figure out a way to make this into a living, right? Well, I don't have a. It's not coming out of my pocket, and I'm doing quite well, you know. But I'm just like, nope. I got to figure out a way to do this. So I'll go begging for Moors, and they can come to me and get grants and all that stuff, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But and that's what I'll be coming up with sitting still, you know, for real.
Wow.
It works. And
It's
I'm
wild
still
because
going
like
back to the portraits where we always laying around. I don't see a problem with that, for real.
like when I think about it, like, you know, like you said, like, within the 80, if you chilling and then you reading something that is going to enhance, you know, whatever it is that you looking to do in the 20, it's like, man, like,
Yep.
my thing growing up was like, I used to always say I hate reading, I hate books because they were always so fake. Like I don't like fiction. Like I'm just like, it's not real. Like, give me something that I can use here. You know what I mean? And when I was like 17, I found the self-help section in Barnes and Noble, and I was like, yes, like,
Here we go.
48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene, and all these different books. I was like, oh yeah, like this is my section, nonfiction. And then reading through some of the books, it's like, some of this is not real, but like something like the 48 Laws, I read it more as a history book, like a reference book. You tell so many historical stories in it,
Right.
and I'm like, you know, that's dope. And then like fast forward to now, where I spend like a lot of time, like if I'm not like reading a book, I'm like reading something, like reading an article online or reading a book on my phone or something.
That
And
counts.
right. And it's just like, but I'm still in that mode of like nonfiction. Like if I'm reading something, it's gotta be adding value to my life. Like it has to be adding to me, you know. So I absolutely understand, like, in that 80 of like me having my feet up, if I'm spending, you know 95% of that 80 like reading something that has to do with the 20% of my actionable life, then
Yeah, you pushing yourself way far ahead in a very good way that won't stress you out
just,
and make you hate what you're doing.
yeah, I read until I fall asleep, and then I get up the next day, like I said, like I feel like I gained years, and maybe that's why, especially
Gotta
with
do
this
it.
astrological time that we in. And you start talking about the gene keys and neutrinos and all the cosmic dust that we getting upgraded with. It is just like, and I read books all week. It's like if I was ever gonna take a week off of reading books, it could have been this week. But like all my experiences, everything I'm reading, everything just seems like it's just clicking. It's just setting in, integrating, just, people say, crystallizing and all that.
That's what's up. Yes.
And that conversation I had with brother Sheldon yesterday, man, I was like, man, you've been doing this your fourth one. I'm like, I'm gonna go back and listen to the other ones. And it was sort of the same vibe when I met you and brother Beer. Like, he just had the joint open, and it was about messages. And I was like, like, oh, brother Sheldon's talking about messages like, from the universe and from like source or, our higher selves. And I'm like, huh, all right. So I'm hearing them, and then, I respond, and, it's like, raise my hand, add me to the joint so we could converse, and we start building. And it's just like, yo, like, this is what it is. Like, I've been looking for y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even gonna front. Like, I literally been looking for y'all. Like, to not be able to go outside and be like, yo, where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? Like, or to not even know, like, who, like, to not know who's who, like, who is who. I don't know. But, like, to vocalize it, like, look, I ain't, I'm tired of dealing with people that don't know this, or I'm done dealing with people that don't know this, or I'm done with people that live their life like this. I'm going to surround myself with people that live their life like this. That's that. And then to fall back,
and
keep
let the
going
universe
inward.
conform.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is. I'm just, I'm always grateful, I'm just in this constant thing of gratitude, like, for y'all existence, like, y'all here, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a big deal to me, you know what I'm saying? I don't take it light, that's why I'm always like, man, like, it's like, all right, you got it, you here now. Let's do what we have. Let's do what we came to do. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep. Let's get to work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another one showed up. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an arc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember them going out looking for those animals, right? For real. They just showed up.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, um, I wonder if like we could convince more of our people to like relax if we can get further faster. Cause I got another theory, thinking that how the Europeans are living, that's how we supposed to be living. I think I brought this up before, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um I look at how they're living on our birthright
Yeah.
despite all the crimes they've committed.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we get? You know what I mean? I'm
Right.
guessing it's gonna be something like 100 times better, maybe 1,000, right? If we act right and if we get out the way. For
Yeah.
real. I'm telling you, I'm convinced like that channel, Soft White Underbelly. I know that people like they want to like sympathize with these some of these stories. And no, the only ones I'm sympathizing with are the ones that look like me, because I'm listening to the stories of the ones that don't. And when I say the ones that look like me, it's like if you toast, I consider you a part of me, right? That kind of thing. If
Right.
you
Right.
burn, no, that kind of thing.
Right.
So the ones that burn, and I just listen to their stories, and it's just like, how are you still alive? Again, you all what, meth, crack, and fentanyl,
Mm-hmm.
and you're still alive, and you keep getting off and you keep going back, keep getting off, keep going back, right? And it's like I can't help but see it as an indication, like, okay, they're getting what they deserve. Why don't you start gravitating more towards what you deserve? Just assume, right? Look at all these portraits that's coming out of nowhere. That where did these paintings come from? All these different paintings of Moors. Where are they coming from? Right?
Right.
All of a sudden, right? Where has this stuff been? But I like what I'm seeing, so forget the question. I'm just gonna focus on that and try to get back to that, right? Like, oh,
Right.
look at this little Moorish boy in a silk turban with an ostrich feather. He's a little boy, right? And he's sitting in a tent and you look out this is a real portrait. You're looking out, it's like him sitting in the tent and he's looking out the tent. The tent is silk too, right? And
Right.
it's obvious that he's like in the Amazon somewhere. He's somewhere in North America or South America, and it's very tropical, right?
Right.
And with him are two companions, two monkeys that with him are enjoying a vegan feast of this platter of this variety of fruit. And I'm just like, this is a child. you know? And I'm like, this ain't made up. Why would Europeans make something up like this for us after what we did to their continent? You know, they
Right.
salty because they were never ever able to get it back to the condition we had it in. So why would they celebrate us like that? This is a child. That's the part that kept getting me, right?
Right.
So, I'm suggesting maybe we need to start falling back, you know,
Yeah.
and I just look at Europeans. They don't seem, at least 20 years ago, they didn't seem to have to try that hard. The world just fell at their feet for real. They were actually, for real, literally, actually handed everything.
Yeah.
All they had to show up was show up and be themselves. So, time to switch places.
I can absolutely feel that. Like, I think the representation, or maybe a part of the magic, because they say like Hollywood is a tree and it's magic and all this different stuff. But like when I think about it, like when those people aren't making movies, they be chilling. What do you think?
That's a good point.
Like how long it takes for them to go from one movie to the next movie. Like it used to be like years at one point. Like clear the last character, get back into their self, and then read and embody the next character. And then they film the movie, and then it's the same thing again, like off the grid, nature.
Right. 3 months of nothing but that job after 9 months of
Mm-hmm.
lounging, reading your script while you lounging, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Hey.
And it's like maybe that's why people feel like, I hear a lot of people talk about this the way the feminine energy is shifting with different planetary movements, and I mean how the the way the patriarchy and like the masculine hat is set up, like you, in order to get a result, you have to do something, and how the feminine is the opposite of, like, it's just the creation, like the thought, the word, and then there it is, and it's just like the principle of us relaxing more, and being still and going inward and all of those different things. They're feminine principles, and being in a patriarchy for however long and having that like kind of like forced on us, that like that will be a contributor, or even the way the planetary movements are happening, that even the most masculine individuals or energies, in order to survive, they're going to have to incorporate more feminine qualities, which involves, more falling back,
No, that's not what they doing though. What are they doing instead of falling back and letting women be in charge?
man.
They're becoming women themselves.
And, and I said that like 3 years ago.
Like,
I
let me
was
show you how to do this too. Okay.
right,
It is
right,
fully patrilineal. You got to control everything.
right.
You know, I get the necessity of. I actually, I had this discussion with him more too. How he had posted something about that thing that Chris Rock posted, or said, came out, the only ones that are loved unconditionally are women, children, and dogs, right? And I'm like, well, y'all the ones set that up. You do realize that, right? Because matrilineal love is unconditional. Mother just wants you to live. That's it. That's her reward, is for you to live, right?
Hmm.
Patrilineal love, you have to prove that you're worth your life, right? Bring home a buffalo, you know, take care of this, protect something, that kind of thing. Women didn't set that up, right? Guys set that up to determine who would be worthy of breeding. All right.
Wow.
So, hey, we straight over here because, you know, mom, you ain't got to do nothing. It's dad you got to prove yourself to.
Right.
So, hey, take it up with them. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, reading is a trip. You know, it's really cool to like have other people's perspectives to draw on. Not necessarily accept, but it's like, huh, I never thought of it like that. Let
Right.
me think. Let me ponder what I've been thinking a little more deeply. You know.
And the added perspective is like all value, all value. I was saying that about like how I was like building with this dude, and he's like, you know, yo, you say peace a lot, and I'm like, yeah, because that's what I want to maintain. That's what I want to bring into any reality that I'm in. I don't want anything other than peace. So he's like, well, like if you say it all the time, like, do you have it? And I'm like, I said the thing about the mantras, I'm like, people repeat mantra 108 times to get into that state.
Yeah, don't forget about my rosary. FYI. Send me a
Absolutely.
bill.
I, I actually want to ask you. I have two different kinds of rose quartz. I have the regular rose quartz, and then I have the Madagascar rose quartz, which I feel like is better rose quartz. It looks
Okay, I'll take
better.
that.
That,
Stop talking. I'll take that.
that
Now, because I was about to say, which one do you recommend? So, okay, I'll go with that one.
yeah, I like the
Yeah,
Madagascar.
just
It's
send me a
nice.
bill. Like I said, I've been writing checks because it's funny. Venus retrograde, for me, I guess because my chart is flipped. How money gets tight, I've been spending so much money, and more has been coming in. So yeah,
Uh,
I mean, don't exploit me, that kind of thing. But yeah,
no.
I don't want to hook up, that kind of thing.
Right, right.
So yeah.
Like I said, I'm open to barter. You know, I
All right,
you
what I
want
got? But hey, what's up? I got
some
t-shirts, pens,
books?
books. What you need?
Yeah, always books. Like always books.
Shoot.
But
Or anything you can recommend, because hey, I'm versatile. You know.
true.
Because apparently, people like constitutions. I'm amazed. Like y'all actually buying these? Thank you. You know, but they're like poster stock.
Right, right,
So I guess they're pretty big. I just set it up and just made it available. It didn't cost me nothing but the time to do it.
right.
So yeah.
I do want I want to get one of those posters of the prophets photo, his portrait.
All right, just let me know which one. I'll probably have it. And thank you for reminding me. I got to set up that copper stock.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it where you shouldn't have some stuff we shouldn't have to look for. You don't have to search for a picture of George Washington. You know.
Right, right.
So yeah.
But yeah, man, these have been some beautiful times. I said wow, but I'll say beautiful, amazing, awesome, like so many other words I could use.
Awesome is good. I mean, it feels to me like either something's opening up and something's about to pop off, you know, and that we just gonna be sitting, we gonna be observing,
Yeah.
you know, because we've been through enough. We really have. Thank you, epigenetics, for bringing it up, and Gene Keys for confirming it.
Right.
Because he keeps saying, "Hey, you get what you get to reap the rewards of your ancestors' suffering."
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't
Yeah.
know what that means for you, but hey, it sounds good from this end. You know,
Yeah.
I'll take the ability just to be able to access and process information like this. I'll take that as my reward. You know,
Right.
I would rather not have blood on my hands because I know y'all gonna get yours anyway, so I ain't worried about it. You know.
I've been thinking about like I was talking a lot about like this tour. They got this motorcycle tour that they do from Washington to the Patagonia Mountains. And I was like, I want to do that in a Tesla or something. Like, I just want to like hit the road in an electric car and just like just be out there. But like naturally, you know, I'm just like I ain't really trying to bump into nobody. Like I don't want to bump into nobody. Like I just want to.
You need an RV.
Right.
That's the only way it's gonna happen. Let me pull off into this road that don't have no sign on it.
Right.
You know,
But I'm saying like
stretching the stars.
even in the highways, like how Walking Dead was when like they was driving down some highways, just cars just parked on one side because everybody got stuck on the highway and got out their cars. But like the highways going the opposite direction were completely open. So like if you know, at some point if you want to drive, you basically have to drive the opposite direction. Because everybody was like trying to leave the cities and stuff.
Gotcha. Oh
And I'm
wow.
like, I want to get on the road and literally, well, I'm not going to say that. Let me not say that. Let me stop.
All right. Let me not insist.
Nah, because
That sounds serious for real.
it'd be so real that it'd be like that. So like, I want to see people, but not like how it is right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like mad cars on the road. I don't like driving next to people. That's one of the biggest reasons why I don't drive is because I don't trust other people.
Right.
Like, I can totally chill behind the wheel for hours, you know, but it's the people around me that I don't trust. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Like,
I don't drive for me. I drive for them because I know what I'm doing.
right.
Because they
Too
sure acting
hard.
like they're not even paying attention. And a lot of times you're looking like, wow, he's not looking at the road going 90 miles an hour.
Literally on the phone.
Yep.
And it's not a law everywhere. Like when I left like the East Coast, I start finding out that like you can drive on your phone in America. Like what? And the speed limit is like 75. I'm like
In America? You said
like
America?
like Pennsylvania,
Oh, okay.
like out here where I'm at now. Just, you know, even I was riding through like Kentucky, and I know they got the Kentucky Derby, but like they drive like that every day on the highway, like fast. They don't care. In and out the lanes. Like Kentucky is wild with the driving. Like, and I'm just like, I don't like that stress. You know, I'm not. It doesn't agree with me.
Never
And
go to
like,
Chicago. Never, ever, ever, ever operate a motor vehicle in the city of Chicago. Then
wow,
you will have a stroke.
wow. Is it
These
worse than New
buses
York?
for real, like go into the middle of. They like will make a left turn from the right hand lane. They don't
Oh
care.
no.
Yeah, that's like common, very common. So yeah, never, ever, 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 ever go to Chicago.
They actually pass on the right here, and I'm like, that's like, how,
Pass on
you
the
gonna
right.
pass
I was like, wait, what
right
is that? Wait, I had to like process that because I heard it was always pass on the left. I've been on quite a few places, it's always on the left. But hey, I just learned
left lane
something.
is the fast lane.
Okay.
I'm in I'm in a passenger one day, and it's like, well, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Oh yeah, that's how we do it here. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, nobody does that anywhere. Like, maybe in another country where everything is on the other side of the car. Like, the wheel would be on this side, but I would be on that side. So that doesn't really. I'm like, yo, you passing on the right? That's like the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. They do it.
Yeah, I can't stand driving.
I can't stand it. It's
I
a
do
job.
not have a car. I rent when it's absolutely necessary. That's it. And live where everything's within walking distance, which is probably what you should be doing anyway.
Right.
You know.
Someone said that was one thing I would hire somebody for, like that pianist movie.
No, drive you around.
Right. Especially in these conditions. I would think that's what I would do, like, you know what I mean?
I ain't
the
gonna
the
lie, that's a good feeling being chauffeured. You know, I mean, I'm sure the people who were driving didn't think that I thought of it that way, but it's like, well, if I'm sitting in the back and you driving, this is chauffeuring.
right.
You know, and we going where I want to go, so that it counts. Yeah,
Let me see, what is
it's a
this
good feeling.
movie?
It's a great feeling.
It was about this piano player that he had an accidental driver, and I was like, that is such a good idea.
A what driver?
The accidental, so-called, uh I don't know what to call him other than accidental, to be honest.
Like
uh
Oriental Occidental?
modern European.
Okay, that Occidental. Okay. Hey, they got to go somewhere because they're for real like nobody. They're Mr. Nobody. I don't know if you ever saw that movie. Oh, it's a trippy movie. So brace yourself. It's one of those movies. It's like a film studies type of thing. It's not meant to learn anything. It's just like just pay attention and appreciate what's going on. It's called Mr.
Right, right.
Nobody. Yeah. Oh, speaking of movie, did you get a chance to see that movie Gathered?
I didn't. I was going to watch it last night, but I fell out. It was yesterday was wild too. Awesome. Wild awesome.
Hey,
But
it's still there whenever.
yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Cause that means I can bring it up Wednesday or Thursday whenever I hold that what is it called, Moorish mental?
Facts. That'll be
Because
dope.
apparently sisters like the thought of other sisters telling them how they can get out from under the state. Like what? Oh, okay. Let me share some more stuff real quick before I lose your attention. Like what? I actually got a response. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Actually, 2 responses. Like all right, less than 24 hours after posting it.
that's
So
what's
that's
up.
perfect. I'll cover it. That's cool. Me and Breenie.
And this joint's called The Green Book. I haven't seen this either, but I thought it was funny when I was watching this came out in 2018, and I laughed because this dude is like Occidental, and he's like driving around this like genius, like prolific pianist. It's like, I suppose it's because they knew like he was such a good pianist, but it was only one way for him to travel, during the Jim Crow era.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, like,
Wow.
it's a
We want to hear your
job.
music, but yeah, we know our people. Okay, man.
And but
He was
but
that
for
good, but he wasn't that good.
for me, because I see driving or operating a motor vehicle as an actual, it's a duty to perform, like check your mirrors, make sure the wiper's ready. Like, it's not like an airplane, like you got to flick on all the joints, you got to check the gauges, which you got to do, in a motor vehicle, you have to check the gauges, I'm just like, let somebody else do all of that.
Hey,
I don't
whatever.
want to think about
I can. My time can be better spent elsewhere for real.
like in the
Let me
crib,
give somebody an
chilling
opportunity.
until I hear a horn honk and say, "Hey, this is ready to carry you from point A to point B. Thank you." And then I'm just in the back, still doing whatever it is that I need to do. Moving through space and time, but still, doing something even if it's relaxing.
Right.
Like,
I'm just returning some text. Hey, I'm chilled. I'm chilling. This don't feel like work to me.
right,
For real.
right. I think about that a lot. Like, somebody need a job, I'll make you my driver. Like,
Bring your BYOC. For real.
and I, that's why I don't even. It's like I don't know. Like, sometimes I don't know what to say publicly or not. I guess if I question it, then not. But there's an app. I'll say this: there's an app that you can rent cars on, and I used only what I have now to get all approved / authorized to rent, vehicles. And I thought it was dope because I got only just write the travel card, the ID, and when they asked for the license number, I put something else. I don't have a driver's license number. And they approved me anyway. And I was like, okay, I'll take that. Thank you. Even though I'm not gonna be, I'll like rent the drum, but I'm not gonna be, behind the wheel. Like,
Gotcha.
and I was just like, all right, well, rent the John and then just pass off the keys. Here you go, sir. You know,
You did
or
this?
like, well, I got approved on the app. I haven't rented anything yet because I haven't found anybody to operate.
Gotcha. But I mean, hey, that's one step because I'm sitting over here thinking like, I wonder if we should, like, a bunch of us should do that. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
oh, this must be legit. Look how many of them showed up, even if they never use it. That kind of thing. You know?
Right.
Wow. Because you got to prove. That's my thing. It's like, hey, you don't need to tell me the details here. But I'm just like, dang, what if like 50 or 49 more Moors did that?
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
building credit, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
the
saying,
cool,
even if you never use it, even if you do have a license, don't put it up there. If you're willing to help with this, just to get our
the
stuff out there, so people can start being like, wow, they actually got some numbers. Maybe we should start taking them seriously. You know.
the one thing I liked is that, like the whole conversation about registering the car, vehicle, and all of the different stuff that people be doing. I'm like, even if I did find a driver, like I'm not gonna do any of that, right? Like I'm not gonna go buy the car. I'm not gonna put the plates on it. I'm not gonna do any of that, right? So I'm like, but how would the driver feel about that? But they are operating in the commercial capacity in that sense of, you know, take me everywhere that I need to go.
Right, you're a driver.
You're a driver.
That's what it means. I'm paying you to get behind the wheel and take me somewhere. You're
Hmm.
making money on the byways and the highways. So yeah,
Hmm.
you know,
And I'm just
hey,
like,
that sounds like the
all
lick.
right, yeah, yeah. I just,
You know.
man, I don't know when it's like we talk about like being the same people or just the descendants and all of these things, and I'm like I know my ancestors didn't work hard. Like I be talking to my pops, and my pops comes from a whole nother mindset. I don't even know like where it comes from, like in him, but like he always been on this like royal vibe, always majestic, always like
Yep.
my whole
Mine
life,
too. Yep.
always been like that. And I'm like, where did you get that from? And it's just like, this is just it. It's just me. And he used to always call me the Duke of Diamonds. And I'm like, man, as an adult, that has so many different other meanings to me now. Like diamonds or gems.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But that's wild stuff. That's wild stuff.
Yeah, I don't know
And
what's
being
going on. Again, it feels like something's happening and something's about to pop off. You know,
mhm.
I
So
feel
I
like
mean,
I have an afro made of clouds, that kind of thing. If
facts.
that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. So I was gonna say, like, I think something that's coming up now. All right. So since we finished this, the manifesting aspect, it's like, everybody's energy is so high, and it's like, all right, let's get grounded. And I'm like, grounding, grounding. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever is gonna go into those meditations and different different aspects of it. But in that conversation, because it's like going in on Taurus and the Earth and the future, and they were like, "Oh, well, don't forget about Pluto." And I was like, "Yo, like, bro, like that's already done. I'm like, you know, when they say the writing's on the wall, like, can you not see it? Like, you know, and you know, just to go what you said, like something's, you know, about the pop, you know, doesn't involve us. Like, I agree 1000%. Like, literally standing on the outside and saying, like, yo, y'all crazy over there, man. Like, y'all go, all
We about
right.
to go through tribulation. Nah, there ain't no we. You know,
Ain't
have
no
you have
way.
you have you seen the last 400 years? We've been through
Ain't,
tribulation. It's somebody else's turn. I ain't gonna say who, but I don't think it's us. You know,
and
it's
I'm
like
not
what
even
else can
gonna.
possibly be done to us? Come on now. So it can't be us. What would be the point? We're gonna punish the people that suffer the most. Why? Who wants to see that? You know, that's really
Right,
old now. So it's got to be somebody else. Yeah, no. And I'm gonna go off of the 40% rise in what is that? Life insurance claims being cashed in lately from a
right,
specific segment of the United States population.
right,
I'm just
right,
saying, I'm not doing nothing. I'm just reading the news, you know. Like, is
right.
that so? Is that so?
I was, I saw a post. This dude was talking about how, it's saying, yeah, when energy gets, it's like decentralized or some word he used. I was like, bro, like, you know, they're talking about you, man. Like, you're the generator, man. Like, you are the energy that they've been. You know, I'm like, just step out, bro. Just fall back. And it's like, well, don't you want to get paid for other people using their electric? And I'm
What?
like, like,
Wow.
man, like,
Me and my
really
son were
spaced
talking
out
about this
stuff.
the other day. Like, we actually live in a world where folks are trying, they spend 8 hours a day trying to figure out how to get something off of somebody who's actually doing something for a living.
Trippy stuff.
I'm just like this. I can't do this no more. I mean, I'm not in it. I'm just like not in it. That kind of thing. Thank praise Allah because I've actually, efforted to not be in it. But
Right,
it's all around me. That kind of thing. You know, it's like,
right,
well, I take a bath every day, but I still live in 7th century Spain. That kind of thing.
right,
Take that how you will. Full shade.
right, right. That's wild.
Mm.
That's wild. But like, it's wild because like I would be like, you know, you talk about like going back to that horse and buggy. I threw this at them today in that tourist North Node room that I had. Like, you know, they say like, oh, the utopia and technology, and I'm like, no, bro. Like, technology is a limit. Like, it's gonna get to a point where we're gonna notice how limiting it is. Like, the limitlessness of life is us being one with ourselves and nature. Like, I'm like, that requires zero technology. And I'm like, is like, I'm like, wow, like y'all really, really like stuck in the matrix. Like, this is a whole like back to the matrix conversation where some people, I love robots. I was telling my sister, like, yo, I used to want, like, I wanted to live in the Jetsons. Like, I thought when 2000 and 2020 and all that came, like back in the 80s and the 90s, I was like, 2020, bro, like the cars are gonna be flying and we're gonna have robots and the Jetsons is gonna be real. Like, I was with it. Still, I'm still with it. Like, you know, on the farm, like, let the
Let them
robot
do
do
that.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Real, free me
just
up to
go,
human.
automate a whole farm and
Right.
literally not plant seeds, not water, nothing. Like, or do everything from your phone. You could do it from inside the house on your laptop. Like, but you know, they they're looking at it from like alternate human perspective. Like, the robot has to walk and it has to talk. Like, they want to see it
Wow.
do the action that humans did, which is why they make them look like humans. And I'm like, that's a limit.
Sound like they can't let go of that holder thing.
Right,
Like why you need that part?
right,
You really need that. I'm looking at iRobot. It's a disc,
right.
you know. But you want
Yeah,
Rosie. Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Our
The
robot
colonist
slaves.
runs deep in you, you know.
Right. And it's who's inside of that body, because I know what you look like now and I can see it. Like, that's cool. You know what I mean? But like, the energy, like certain things that you're like promoting right now is something that you wouldn't have promoted 300 years ago in the other body, or it's something that you've been promoting for the last 300 years and now you just came up in this body, which is that's like, how 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 can you get one of these bodies by living that way? For, I don't see how the universe will reward somebody. Like, if being in these bodies now is a part of the reward, then how, you know what I mean? I don't know. But I know, like, whether they're like aware or not, that they're Moors, that there's people inside of these copper tone bodies that are not Moors. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Like,
Just like all things that are shaped like people aren't necessarily people.
right,
Just watch their actions. I don't care what they say. How are they acting? You know,
right.
they're not human. They're not man. They're human, right? Which
Huh.
is something different. And they have forced themselves into everybody's genetic um stock. So you don't know what you're gonna get. You know, the best thing
Right.
you can do is cultivate. For real. I
Right.
mean, what else can you do? They've
Back to
infected
the self.
everybody
That's facts.
except the Abyssinians.
Mm.
That's so-called Ethiopians. Yeah, they pure. Give it up to those women, huh? Because that's the only way it could have happened.
Wow.
Yep. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Man, this this convo, it's like time just sped up. Wow, how that
That's what's
happens.
up.
Here, like, it's like 2 hours almost.
Got a lot covered. Shoot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely come back and listen to this one. Get some clips.
Yeah. Gratitude. Thank you
Hey,
for
can I
being
post
here
this on
always.
Khalifa Media?
Please, absolutely. Please
All
do.
right, make sure you be promoting your stuff in here too. For real.
In the Moon Days Mystic chats, like, oh, I'm Sarush Ill, made by SarushIll.com. Like that.
Yeah, where's your clubhouse? What's your clubhouse?
Um the clubhouse that I started is called With All Due Respect.
Uh-oh.
I
Can't stand when people start with that. Well, go ahead.
I
What I'll
I
do is
named
that. Oh Lord.
I named it that because I had a club, the Mysticus, Scientia Occultaire, which, I bought like English to Latin, Latin to English dictionary. Was like 15, $20 on Amazon. And you know, I didn't, I never studied Latin, right? So I didn't realize that a word could be an entire statement, like a whole phrase.
Right.
So at first, like when I was looking to, I was setting up my podcast, and I had this idea from Stormy. Me and Stormy Grace was building, and
What? You know her,
yeah,
huh? Wow.
yep.
Boy, it's cool. I don't know nobody, but the people I know, they know everybody. It's like, what? That's what's up. Yeah,
It's
I
like
like being that person that famous that knows famous people, but they ain't famous. I just accept it because y'all are pretty impressive. I'll just say that for real.
thank you.
They ain't no
But
thank you. Shoot, I ain't doing it. I'm just observing it. Yeah.
me and Stormy were building, and she was like, Sarush, like, you need to be on this podcast wave. Are you writing a book? I was like, I'm not writing a book, but it's very, very interesting how that happened, right? I'm like, I'm not writing a book. I don't know what to write, cookbook. And I'm like, nah.
Ooh, cookbook.
I remember we talked about it. And,
That's perfect though, because we're going into North Node or it's North Node Taurus. That's perfect. And when are we
yeah,
talking about it? When
yeah,
are we
that's
talking
true.
about it? On
That's
a
true.
full Cancer moon, right?
That's true.
Like the only
There
way
it
it could be
is.
better is if the moon was in Taurus. But I mean, the moon is in her own sign, full. Like she just ate,
That's true.
right? Dude, it's a sign. Come on now, this stuff don't just happen.
I'll
There
take
are
it.
no coincidences. For
That's
real.
that is very true. And I
And
always say
if you
I
need
don't.
somebody to help you do that, hey.
This is why I just brought it up because she told me this like 2 years ago now, and
Oh.
I was I was set up for the podcast, but I was just like, yo, it's my voice, I can speak to people and all that, but I didn't like being loud by myself. And I had known like the Taurus North Node thing since like 2017. And it was just like one day the node is gonna go back into your sign. And I was just like, I wanna be, I wanna be ready. Like I wanna be set up for that. And I was speaking to I spoke to Stormy the last time a few weeks ago. And she was just like, "What's up?" And I was just like, "Look." And she was like, "Wow." Like, what I mean? So I just showed her like, yo, you know, I had a lot of gear before, but I got rid of a lot of gear and transitioned it. I changed it. It had to switch in order to achieve the goals. Like for me to play the music and talk on the microphone or just different things. And I was looking to what the title was going to be. And I knew that I wanted to base it around like something Taurus North Node. So I was calling it Freedom is Ahead. And when I tried to translate that to Latin, it turned into Ahead of Freedom. And I was like,
Okay.
I don't
Oh
really
wow.
want to
Oh
be
wow.
that. I don't want to be that guy, like talking backwards in another language because I don't know it, like how people do in English, right? So I was like, I was like, I didn't really promote it or anything like that. I was like, I don't know Latin. And then I translated it. It was backwards. Not backwards, but like, the action is after, ahead of freedom, not freedom is ahead. And I was like, I'm going to change the name. And then I went back and ordered the dictionary, went to the dictionary. What am I trying to say? And I was like, I want to talk about this information, but I want to share it with people, but I don't want them to share it. So I'm sharing something that I don't want anybody else to share. And then, I came up with the Mysticus Scientia Occultaire, which like Mysticus is like mystic, and it has to do with information, but it could, like, the way the dictionary put it was like I could use it as information. And then, no. Mysticus was the hidden. It was the hidden aspect, like secret information, hidden information. And then the scientia was the 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 more informative, like the information, like what what is hidden. And then the occultaire was the occult, which translated to be kept. So I'm thinking like, to be kept like in a box, or like, hidden away in a folder somewhere. Like,
Gotcha.
so when I came with Mysticus, Scientia, Occultaire, I was saying hidden information to be kept hidden. But I'm not
Because
saying
yeah,
to
when
be
I
kept
read it,
hidden.
it sounded like a spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I sure
Yep.
haven't said anything to anybody about it.
Yep.
Cause I'm like, oh, I like this. It sounds like a spell.
Yep.
What's up?
And just trying, like, I was, building on that whole idea of it being like podcasts, and then, I got on Clubhouse and then made it a club that's like, and the way the clubs work is you can have it so that it's invite only, like apply to join, um, like not open to the public, and like every single person that comes through has to be approved by a moderator, but you can make a fake profile on there so easy that it doesn't even matter. So I'm not gonna say I abandoned it, because like the club is still there. It has like over like 100 people, but it's so mixed that like I gotta go through and like really kick people out, and like do rooms to get vibes for the energy of who the people are. Some of them I know, some of them I don't. So I started a new club, with all due respect, um, just on some like Taurus North Node vibes. Um,
That sounds like something the Taurus would say. you know, Keeping it
with
cordial, but you're not gonna like this.
right, 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 and that's really the angle with it, because I'm not trying to like, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Like, I don't want to piss anybody off. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you talking
But
about me?
therein lies the chance.
And
Hey, that sounds like our kind of place. That's what's up.
hmm and with all due respect, the way the conversations start is like that. Like, I don't have to say it because it's the name of the club. And when I put
Disclaimer, right? That's what's
right,
up.
and then when I put the title to the room or to the chat, it says like with all due respect, and then the title, you know. So yeah, with all due respect, I had that room in there today, and it was lit. It was lit. Human design, gene keys, astrology, um, Moors, not Moors, Occidental people, like real mix. And it was lit because of all of the perspectives that was there at the same time. Where like, some people, like, they, like you said, they know, and when we know, and when we present ourselves like we know, they know we know, and they fall right in line for real.
They
And
do.
like,
They
it's,
surrender.
yep,
It's kind of humbling. Like they hand themselves over,
yep,
right? Thank goodness our first principle is love. Because they
right,
would be, I've been in situations where I could have abused grown adults, like a room full of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they were sitting at my feet. I couldn't believe what was going on. It was our people,
Mm.
you know, and I'm just like, yeah, like that meme. I gotta go. I know I ain't trying to be those people because I know what I think of people who take advantage of that stuff, and I'm straight,
Right.
So, but thank you for letting me know that I'm on the right track. Just by being myself, it feels like if it's like a setup. It's too easy. I'm for real. The only thing I've changed is I stopped calling myself black. That's it. I
Right.
still get to be the exact same person I was right before I said I'm not black. It's just that folks, one, can't abuse me no more, and two, will fall at my feet. I don't want that, but wow. Okay. Then I learned the history and it's like, oh, that's why. You know, I don't blame you. It's all right, my child.
Right.
She sees me.
Right.
Yeah, it's been fun. The last, what, 400 years. It's been a slice, but time's up. Go where you gotta go and give me my stuff back. And I hope Allah puts like those, whatever that was that kept people from being over here for all that time. If our flag is 10,000 years old and they got over here in what, 1492? For real. They really did get here in 1492.
Right.
So a 10,000-year-old flag versus 600 years of subjugation. Yeah, I'm guessing there was a lot of stuff going on. And why wasn't anybody, I don't know. It's just like those portraits that I don't know where they're coming from and why there's so many of them. It's like, is the literature about to follow too? I hope so.
Right.
I mean, this stuff is nuts. Like, where is all of this stuff coming from? Where has it been? And now, okay. And don't bring out recordings, because I'm still constantly daily thinking about, that's interesting how we have voice recordings of Marcus Garvey before the Moorish Science Temple was even a thing. So, yeah, this Moor put out all these books, set up all these companies, but he never recorded his own voice. Okay. It's probably a movie that's out there. I bet you. I wouldn't even be surprised. Oh, wow. Can you imagine? Like actual film. Because there's film of Marcus Garvey.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Wow. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I'm sure it would do the same thing that it did the first
Look who just
time.
what just popped in. Do you see that? Islam.
Islam.
Peace, how?
Islamism.
Man.
Man, when Brother Sheldon, I'm still stuck on Saturday. Saturday is gonna be
I gotta
imprinted.
see. Okay, yeah. What you said it was Saturday? Yeah, I gotta check this out. You keep talking about it. It's like, okay, I gotta check this out. You keep talking about it.
Oh no, well me and
not
Brother
that I
Sheldon,
wish he would stop. It's like I want to see what he's talking about.
That was yesterday. That me and Brother Sheldon built, but with the Islamism, I was going back to the Prophet's Solar Return, that live when Brother Kasir and Brother Sheldon was going in at the Prophet's Solar Return event. I remember hearing Brother Sheldon going on Islamism, peace, Muslim, Muslim,
right.
and I said like in there, I was always trying to figure out the Islamism thing, because I've seen so many people type it, and I hear them say it, and it's like, oh, that's our religion, and it's like, nah, but what does it mean though? Like, I hear you, but what? And like when he went in on it, like I was like, okay, that that makes total sense, and I'm a lot more comfortable saying it.
That's what's up.
You
Wow.
you know
That's
what I
what's
mean?
up.
Yeah, like it was like, Islam. I could dig that. I self-law master, but like I don't know if I'm like, cause I'm like trying to like rewind in my mind and put the screen back in my eyes and see like what was on it when I had this thought. He was saying is the religion of freedom or something. I don't even remember what dictionary he was reading it out of, but it was like it went back to like freedom and nature. So I should have took notes.
No, they need to bring that video out.
That too. I'm
Yeah,
excited
for
for
real.
that. Like
Yeah,
that's gonna be like the 2022 study guide, like moving for the next few years.
yeah, man. And that man, yeah. Okay. No, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, yeah, I need to talk to somebody. you know, like I said, I don't know many more, but I know the right ones. For real,
Or,
it's good, because I love history. Like I don't know, like dramas and all that stuff. Like if they're actually based on what actually happened in history. And yeah, maybe I should talk about that Wednesday, Thursday, whenever I hold this thing. How we need to start studying history, like even modern history, and see how the people who are currently in charge of their countries got that way. There's actually movies about that stuff.
yeah,
We can actually study political intrigue and not even just to infiltrate somebody else's stuff. They had to, okay, now that they took over the government, they had to get it set up the way they wanted that part,
right.
you know.
I'm
So
just getting
yeah.
an idea too.
Hmm.
Something we had talked about it. We was talking about the chat, like Telegram, and I was talking about Discord. We can do that on Discord.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
that would be dope. Actually,
All right. Yeah, I might move because this thing is like, nope, this seed ain't sprouting. I was just thinking about that. Like, nah, the effort was given. No sense in being stubborn about stuff. What are some alternatives? So thank you for bringing that up. And all
hmm
I did was I was thinking about it. What are some alternatives? Thank you. Now I don't have to go look for nothing. So I can go chill. Thank you. That's what's
there's,
up.
there's a few things that I don't quite understand about it yet, as
It's
like an app.
Discord, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Because there's disgust too, right?
yeah, that's the comments and stuff.
Okay.
But I'm in a few different groups on Discord, and like seeing how people, different people, they use it different. Like so far nobody uses it the same exact way, but I'm noticing specific things like, oh yeah, that would be dope. Like, oh yeah, we could use that. Oh yeah, that would be dope. You know what I mean? And like just talking about you know watching historical movies and like putting them into context. Like, yeah, that could be dope.
Because we need it. We don't know how to do this stuff. Because It's at least there's the desire is there, you know.
Right.
How Moors want their stuff back. They want to set up a government, and I think it hasn't happened yet because we really don't know how to do it, you know. Thank you, Trump, for breaking so many laws and teaching us. At least we know the statutes. All right.
Right.
Now it's a matter of application. Because I didn't know what the monuments was before you became president.
Uh,
I didn't need to know that, but thanks.
right.
You know, it made me go back and look at some more stuff. So thank you, Trump, for real. So part two, and my thing is like, well, that's how the Chinese people, like the royals, again watching these movies, that's how they educated their children. They made them read the quote unquote classics. And I'm like, why do they keep saying the classics, the classic, you know? Because I don't trust translations. So let me go see what the Chinese people say the classics are. And the classics are like the diaries of the people who made it where they're able to be educated like this. So you're living in some 600-year-old compound, right? And you're reading the diary of the guy who built the first house of that compound.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
Wow.
3. Oh my God. And you're being made to recite it. That kind of thing, you know? And I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily have to. Actually, I guess I do. Let me go ahead and use your stuff because it's a start. Because I don't know where all our stuff is. I think it all got burned up, you know, which is fine, whatever. You know, it makes us come back as a pure, clean nation. Because again, I'm just like, for real, what did we do? Right? Because whatever it was, we had to be distilled into what we are now. And look what we had to go through to get to that point, right? To be this humble. We're amazing people and we're so meek, you know?
Right.
Oh, it's just like, wow, we got beat down into this from what? You know?
Right.
So, yeah.
Man.
I think we were acting like the Europeans. Again, let's pay attention. Because history's in the making, right? Always.
Right.
So, if nothing else, we can look at them and learn what not to do to make the entire world turn against you.
Right.
You know? Because everybody's been like a conqueror or whatever, but nobody's had the entire world against them at the same time, including internally. Not
Right.
even the Romans, you know? For real. Because at least America wasn't involved in their stuff as far as we know, you know? Like, dang. Good job. You know, you did it first. Good for you. But yeah, I might have to cover that too. Because the sister said, she was like, yeah, what can we do as far as like starting to educate our children? You got Netflix. Start putting on those international movies. And I don't know, your children might mess around and pick up Mandarin and Korean while they watching all that stuff.
Right.
For real. Because I mean, I've been picking up a little bit, you know, like just some stuff they say over and over and over and over again. And you see the translation, you pick it up. And if nothing else, it's a movie. It keeps them out your hair for a couple of hours and they're actually learning something. You know, even the fictional stuff is full of like people trying to get into and out of and take over stuff. Like that can
Yeah.
come in handy, you know? And the way Asian culture works, you can't defend yourself. So if you get caught, even if you didn't do it and they accusing you of, they don't let you defend yourself. So you got to be so smart that you got to figure out what you were trying to do before this happened and how to get out of this other thing.
Right.
It's really cool, you know. I suggest it for anybody that's trying to cultivate. And that part, y'all selling cultivation. That's how you get stuff.
I started watching Avatar, and that was wow, like next
The
level.
cartoon or
Yeah, the cartoon
okay.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, next level stuff. I still got few seasons to watch. I think I stopped watching like the first season or the second season. But even in the first season, like this kid, he's been on ice, right? Like the story is wild. Like he's 12, right? So, the person that's showing me this, I'm like you should be telling me, yo, you gotta check out Avatar, you gotta check out Avatar, you gotta check out Avatar. So I was like, all right, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. It's a cartoon. It came on Nickelodeon. I don't even know how old I was. Who is this? I don't even know how old I was, when Avatar came out originally, but I'm like, I was in high school probably, like not watching Nickelodeon. And it's just like all these children, they was raised with this cartoon. The first season, the story starts, he's 12. He got frozen on ice for 100 years. And then these people from the water tribe, they're out and they find this glacier of ice. And there's this 12-year-old child in the middle meditating because something happened 100 years ago when this war started where the Fire Nation was trying to take over the whole planet. And something happened where he ended up falling into the ocean. And so he didn't drown. His higher self kicks in. He goes into avatar mode and he meditates this bubble around him, and then the bubble freezes.
Don't forget about his beast. That's important.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I know the story, but yeah, Appa. Yeah, I have children, so yeah.
Appa, yeah.
I think I just finished The Legend of Korra. I don't know who Korra is, but I finished it,
Korra.
So, yeah. I know, who is that? Aang's son trains her.
Yeah.
Oh, let me stop then. Yeah, let me stop. Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, carry on.
I'm hyped.
For real.
I'm hyped now. Because when they're showing me this and I'm like, he's 12? Like Jesus? I'm like,
oh, I didn't even put that together. Wow.
He's the last airbender. He has to master all of the elements. Huh? I'm like, he can fly.
He got found by the water tribe. Who is that?
He got found by the water people.
Who is that? Because my son, he likes Egyptian history, and he was like, dang, these people from the sea keep jacking up the Egyptians. Why don't they tell us who they are? They just keep calling them the people of the sea. Like, okay, you dumb. I mean, let's study, my son. Forget all the books that your mom has actually produced that tell you all about that. But yeah, let's look that up. Yeah, I didn't even think about that till right now. Like, wait, the water tribe? Okay, of course. And who from the water tribe?
Yeah.
A woman.
Yep.
Who is? She was older than him. She's 14.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. Have Moors broken down Avatar?
I don't think so.
I don't care if they haven't. We haven't done it. That's all that matters.
That's true.
Yeah, because how many books are written about Lincoln?
Right.
For real. How many how many brands of bread are on the shelf?
Right.
For real.
The cereal aisle is ridiculous.
It sounds like fun. Exactly. Hey, we should do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because
just give them more as a straight up oh man, does this count as like news and entertainment for Moors? Okay, doesn't who's that? Eric Williams Bay. He got his own thing, like his own server and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, he talking about he want to set up his own TV channel and all that. Like, oh yeah?
Right.
Because it's like, okay, when can we do that? Because it's like, we got quite a bit of stuff covered already. What's left? Right. So you got Monday, I got Wednesday or Thursday, I haven't decided, and Friday. And then Saturday, wait, Friday is nothing. Saturday is like, dang, wall to wall Moorish chatting.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is great. And then Sunday is Sunday school.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah, that might be the lick.
Yeah. That should be exciting.
I like movies, and there's so many of them, and it's like, okay, why not? Hey, it's content, right?
Yeah.
And it's something to do, you know.
That's gonna be fun. I gotta watch
Right.
that Gather.
That who?
The
Gather?
Gather. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they go in, you know. I was I was like proud. Like y'all really didn't hold back. You know, you called out who needed to be called out, and you called out exactly what they did to y'all in graphic detail, you know, through food. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right.
And I mean, it showed me a lot of stuff that I'm ready to do, you know. So yeah. And I will be covering that this Wednesday or Thursday. I haven't decided. All right, let me just pick one. What's going on Wednesday, Thursday? So Wednesday, yeah. Oh, that's what's up. Sun moves into Aquarius Wednesday.
That is what's up.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. And the moon is wow. And the moon is in Leo. So I don't know. We'll see.
That's what's up. This is a good chat, Sister Zara. Thank you.
Islam, agreed.
Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure, for real. Like I said, I'll be posting this one. Because we hit upon some revelations, quite a few of them.
Mm.
And I use this as a recorder. You know.
I agree.
So, yeah. I haven't posted to Califa Media's YouTube for 2 weeks, and for some reason, more people have started subscribing. Huh? Okay. You know, what does one do but chill? I don't know. You know.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, I'm ready to close
You ready
it
to
up.
get up out of here?
Yeah. Cause
yeah, Libras are terrible at ending parties. Like awful.
Yeah. I'll just say I could be here another hour, 2 hours. I end up falling asleep. Something.
Now I gotta go check on my house because there's children here.
Facts.
You know, the most dangerous one is 15, so I gotta go look and see what's going on. But yeah, I'll catch up with you somewhere, sometime, soon.
Right. You know, right. I'll hit a official close. Thank you for joining me, and anybody that hears this later or anybody that stopped in, you know, thank you for joining. Checking out the Moon Days Mystic, Living by Design. I would say that's exactly what we're doing. Living by design. Yeah, I'm Sarush Ill. You can find me at madebysarush.com. My IG, everything's on this bio, but everybody's not gonna see this bio. Madebysarush.com. Nah, don't follow me on IG. That'd be weird. But check out the website though.
Okay.
Check out the website, madebysarush.com. You can contact me through there. I do have an email, peace@madebysarush.com. Sister Zara Bay from CalifaMedia.com.
And a bunch of other places. Too long of a list to go into.
The purplepaperclip.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah, we will absolutely be back.
For real. We will. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you again. And I'm gonna go make some tea.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna make some chamomile.
That's your clothes. That's your clothes right there. There it
But
is. That's perfect. How much? I'm gonna go make some tea. I'm telling you. You know how when you know, like when stuff glows gold,
yeah,
you know that's it. I'm just saying. But
I'm
yeah,
gonna make
you
some.
have a lovely evening.
Thank you, Sister Zara. You have a lovely
Hey,
evening also.
all right, then. Peace.
All right, peace.